Scary telling.
I wake up in the hospital room, groggy and disoriented. My mind is fuzzy, and I can't seem to focus on anything. As I look down, I realize that something is wrong. I see that my right leg is missing. Panic sets in, and I start to hyperventilate. What happened to my leg? Why did they remove it? A doctor walks into the room and introduces himself. He explains to me that there was a tumor in my leg, and it was causing me a lot of pain. Due to a surgical complication, they had to remove my right leg instead of my left. The news hits me like a ton of bricks. I can't believe what I'm hearing. I try to process the information, but my mind is still foggy. The doctor tries to reassure me that everything is going to be okay, and they were able to remove the tumor. I try to focus on that positive aspect, but all I can think about is how my life has changed forever. I had plans for the future that involved both of my legs, and now one of them is gone. How am I going to cope with this? As the doctor leaves the room, I feel a sense of loneliness and despair wash over me. I am alone in this hospital room, and I have no idea what the future holds for me. I try to fight back the tears, but they start to flow uncontrollably. I feel helpless and powerless, and I don't know how I'm going to get through this. Days turn into weeks, and I slowly begin to adjust to my new reality. Physical therapy is tough, but I'm determined to learn how to walk again. The hospital staff is kind and patient, but I still feel alone. I miss my family and friends. They visit me when they can, but it's not enough. One day, a nurse comes into my room with a small bundle of joy. She hands me a puppy and tells me that it's a therapy dog. The puppy snuggles up to me, and I feel a sense of warmth and comfort. For the first time in weeks, I feel a glimmer of hope. The puppy visits me every day, and we start to bond. I name him Lucky, and he becomes my constant companion. We take walks together, and I learn how to train him. The process is slow, but it's rewarding. Lucky gives me a sense of purpose, and I start to feel better. One day, I get a surprise visitor. It's my best friend, Maria. She flew in from out of state to see me. I'm overjoyed, and we spend the day catching up. She tells me about her life, and I tell her about mine. We laugh and cry, and it feels good to have someone to talk to. Maria tells me that she's proud of me and that I'm strong. I start to believe her. As the day comes to an end, Maria hugs me tightly and tells me that she'll visit again soon. I feel a sense of gratitude and love. Maria reminds me that I'm not alone and that I have people who care about me. As I drift off to sleep that night, Lucky snuggled up next to me, and I feel a sense of peace. I'm still scared about the future, but I know that I'm not alone. Lucky and Maria give me hope, and I'm determined to make the most of my life, even with one leg. As I progress in my physical therapy, I start to realize that my new reality is going to be a constant battle. Everything takes longer, and the simplest tasks can be exhausting. It's frustrating, but I remind myself that progress is progress, no matter how small. One day, while taking a walk with Lucky, I notice a group of people playing basketball at a nearby park. I watch them for a few minutes, and a sense of longing washes over me. I used to play basketball with my friends all the time, but now I can't. I start to feel sorry for myself, and I begin to cry. Lucky notices my distress and nudges me with his nose. I look at him and realize that I have a choice. I can either feel sorry for myself or find a new way to play basketball. I start to brainstorm ideas, and a plan forms in my head. I go to a sporting goods store and buy a wheelchair basketball set. It's a bit pricey, but I'm determined to make it work. I assemble the set in my hospital room and start to practice. At first, it's awkward and frustrating, but I start to get the hang of it. Soon, I'm playing wheelchair basketball with other patients in the hospital. It's not the same as playing on my own 2 feet, but it's still exhilarating. I feel a sense of freedom and joy, and for a moment, I forget about my disability. Playing wheelchair basketball becomes my new passion, and I start to get good at it. I enter a wheelchair basketball tournament and win first place. I'm ecstatic, and I feel like I can conquer anything. As I'm leaving the tournament, a woman approaches me. She introduces herself as a representative for the Paralympic Games. She tells me that I have talent and that I should consider trying out for the national team. I'm shocked but excited. The idea of representing my country in the Paralympics is exhilarating. I tell Maria about the opportunity, and she's thrilled. She offers to help me train and support me in any way she can. I feel grateful and inspired. The future looks bright, and I'm ready to take on whatever comes my way. The Paralympic Games are approaching, and I'm in full training mode. Maria has been an amazing support system, and I couldn't have done it without her. I'm excited and nervous at the same time. The competition is fierce, and I'm not sure if I'm ready. During training, I push myself to the limit. I want to be in the best shape possible for the games. There are days when I feel like giving up, but I remind myself of how far I've come. I didn't let losing a leg stop me, and I'm not going to let it stop me now. The day of the competition arrives, and I'm a bundle of nerves. Maria is with me, and she's holding my hand. I take a deep breath and try to calm myself down. I tell myself that I've got this. As the competition begins, I feel a surge of adrenaline. The crowd is cheering, and I'm ready. I play my heart out, and before I know it, I'm in the finals. I can't believe it. I'm one step closer to my dream of representing my country. The final game is intense, and the other team is giving us a run for our money. It's a close game, and we're tied. With only seconds left on the clock, I make the winning shot. The crowd erupts in cheers, and I feel a sense of pride and accomplishment. I'm awarded the MVP of the game, and I can't believe it. I never thought I would be here, standing on a podium with a gold medal around my neck. Maria is crying tears of joy, and I can't help but feel grateful for her support. As I'm standing on the podium, the national anthem plays, and I feel a sense of unity with my country. I realize that my disability doesn't define me, and I can accomplish anything I set my mind to. The future is full of possibilities, and I'm excited to see what's next. After the Paralympics, my life changes in ways I never thought possible. I become a motivational speaker, traveling the world, sharing my story, and inspiring others to overcome their own challenges. I start a foundation to help those who have lost limbs, providing them with the support and resources they need to thrive. My foundation becomes successful, and I'm able to help countless individuals. I receive letters from people all over the world, telling me how much my story has impacted their lives. I feel a sense of purpose, and it's the best feeling in the world. One day, I receive an email from a woman named Sarah. She tells me that she read about me in a magazine and that my story inspired her to go back to school. She was in a similar situation, and my story gave her hope. She thanks me for sharing my journey and tells me that she's now pursuing her dream of becoming a doctor. Reading Sarah's email brings tears to my eyes. It reminds me that my story has the power to change lives. I never thought that losing my leg would lead me here, but I'm grateful for every moment. As I look back on my journey, I realized that losing my leg was a blessing in disguise. It forced me to redefine what was possible and showed me that I had strength I never knew existed. It also brought amazing people into my life, like Maria and Lucky. I'm grateful for every experience, and I'm excited about what the future holds. I know that there will be challenges, but I'm confident that I can overcome them. I'm living proof that anything is possible, and I hope that my story inspires others to believe in themselves and their own abilities.